I was born.
My name is JD Shelburne, and I am from a little town in Kentucky called Taylorsville. I played all around the town several years before graduating UK. I moved back home to Taylorsville back in 2007, and I was playing a gig out on the road. I was living at home at the time with my parents, just trying to figure out, am I going to go to Nashville? Am I going to stay in Taylorsville? You know, came in the house one night. My parents were sitting on the couch, and it was about 11 o'clock at night. My parents go to bed at 8, so I knew something was up. And my parents sat me down and said, you talk about chasing your dream, going to Nashville. I think it's time for you to go. And I'm like, okay. And so about a week later, we packed up a U-Haul and moved to Nashville, Tennessee. And once I got to Nashville, it's just like everybody down here worked as hard as I did. My career started to skyrocket. I started getting a lot of calls for gigs, started making a ton of fans, and the best thing I ever did was move to Nashville, Tennessee to give this thing a shot, and I'm glad I did. My fans have made me who I am in the music business, and if it weren't for my fans, showing up to my shows and buying my merchandise and buying countless records, I mean, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be sitting on this stool right now.
I was born for this. Yeah.
I've been in the studio the last 9 months cutting a new record. Very excited. This will be my 4th record out of Nashville. I've been an independent artist for a decade, and excited to try to make a little noise with this album, giving the music to the fans, and I think it's my best. These are songs that I've written, or songs that I believe in, songs that I have gotten from other songwriters, songs that I've been pitched that I could not believe had not been cut prior to me. I feel these songs are songs that can take me to the next level. I've been, chipping away at the music industry for about 10 years. I moved to town in 2008, and I've always been told by artists and other people that it's all about one song, and I feel like I have several of those. When you're an artist trying to navigate through the music business and be relevant, a good song is where I get started first.
The arms of your baby, it's a country song. Sing along, moments like this, I can't resist. I was born for this.
My parents pretty much let my brother and I control the radio when we were in our car on the way to vacations, or the grocery store, or to Walmart, or wherever we were going when we were kids. And the 90s country was really, really rocking back in the day. And so I grew up on artists like Garth, Alan Jackson, Clay Walker, Billy Ray Cyrus. John Michael Montgomery was just, right in my backyard back home. And he was all over the charts when I was a kid, and we had every one of his records, and I'd sing along to the songs. And then about 96, 97 hit, I was just starting in middle school, starting into high school, and groups like Matchbox 20 came out. Hootie and the Blowfish were just starting to come out with their record, and those records combined with all the country records really evolved my sound and my love for music. And I tell everybody, I'm a 90s baby, but really I'm an 80s baby. But when 90s music rolled around, man, I was hooked, and I still play it today in my set, in all my shows.
Yes, I can't resist. I was born for this. I was born for this.
Right now I'm playing shows, I'm building fan base. I always say, like Loretta Lynn, one by one, But if I could get a charted song, that's something I really would really love to do. I'm also trying to get to the Opry. The Grand Ole Opry's been on my mind since moving to Nashville. I have a cousin that was an artist back in the 70s that from back home. His name was Guy Shannon, and he played the Opry about 4 times, and so I've always kind of had that in the back of my mind too, because I know the Opry's all about history. And it's just I've been plucking away and getting there. I'd love to I love to get on a tour where I could play in different states, because I do play about a 6-hour radius right now, but I'd love to get out west more, and East Coast, West Coast, and maybe out of the country one of these days. Who knows? We'll see what happens. I play about 230 shows a year. I've done over 2,000 shows in 10 years. I've actually opened for 52 national acts in my career. Artists such as Craig Morgan and Montgomery Gentry, to artists like Johnny Lee and Colby Calais. And if I could open up for one artist, it'd be probably a tie between Garth Brooks, Tim McGraw, and Kenny Chesney. Those 3 were in my truck, growing up when I was turned 16, 17, had a Chevy S10. And I cranked those those old 6x9s on, and with Tim McGraw and Garth. And of course, Garth was my first concert. If I could play in front of 50,000 people every night, I mean, that'd be a dream come true.
Gonna be blue skies and sunshine. Nothing rocks me like a good old girl having a good old boy. Good time.
started playing music when I was in college. My grandmother passed away when I was 19 years old. Ended up discovering a guitar in her house. There's something about it just kind of turned a light bulb on. Then once I started playing in front of fans and connecting my music with fans who could relate to my songs that I was writing, because I'm from a small town, and so a lot of these songs I was writing, all these fans are coming up to me and saying, man, I lived that song, and you know, that songs you're writing are songs that, man, I should have wrote that song. And so it just keeps you going and keeps you driving. I've been pretty blessed, and I never thought that this guitar I picked up in college back in 2002 was something I would do to pass the time. Never realized I'd be in Nashville a decade later and playing for a living and trying to get to the Grand Ole Opry.
Sunshine, nothing rocks me like a good old girl, yeah, good